Hello and welcome to the stream. Tonight we're going to be continuing with Assassin's Creed 3. It took a little while to get started because I realised I was going to be after midnight if I waited any longer, but at least you get to enjoy the music. So without further ado, let's begin the game. Why isn't it showing? There we go. I've got to check the stream is working though, and it's being so slow for me to check. I don't know what Twitch is doing. Okay, it's working fine. Phew. And before we get started, there has been some news. Russia has launched a missile that landed in Poland, which is a NATO ally, which may... It's everything off. Now that's out of the way. Let's ignore reality and enjoy the video game. The soldier.
State your business.
New recruit.
More kindling for the pyre, eh? Well, go on then.
I don't remember what we're doing.
How'd you
here.
manage that?
Did you forget, sir?
Cops Hill Battery. Cops Hill is one of the tallest hills in Boston and the highest point in Boston's north end. The hill was fortified during the siege of Boston, partly to discourage rebels from building their own fortifications across the river along the Charlestown Peninsula. The artillery on Cops Hill fired on the Continental Army during the Battle of Bunker Hill. Well, sort of. It was actually a bit more distraction than destruction, at least at the Breeds Hill fortifications. Breeds Hill, okay. The artillery fire on the town of Charlestown was more effective. The resulting fires forced out Continental Army snipers and leveled the town. What are we doing here, though? Oh, there's more. Benjamin Church. Oh, that's the guy we just saved. Benjamin Church. 1734. Benjamin Church was a talented physician and essentially the first Surgeon General of the US Army. Church was born in Rhode Island and graduated from Harvard University in 1754. So you're meeting him here just out of college. He'll be appointed head of the medical wing of the Continental Army in 1775. But for God's sake, don't tell him. He'll go straight to his head. Church goes on to become a vocal patriot, which makes him sound like a member of a weird barbershop quartet, but he was a member of the Sons of Liberty and his local committee of correspondence. He'll even speak at the 3rd anniversary of the Boston Massacre. He also got a house with in a very nice part of town. Being a doctor must pay well. Yeah, we've been to his house. It was ransacked. Looked alright though. Good location. John Pitcairn, 1722. In 1754, so age 32, John Pitcairn was a young captain in the British Marine Corps. He fought in the French and Indian War, but I can't find much about his postings. He's listed as being on the HMS Lancaster during the capture of Louisburg. That's in Canada. No record of him being on the American side of the colonies, but it seems he did some covert work as well. That would explain the lack of details. Pitcairn was promoted to major in 1771, and he gained a reputation for being well liked by his subordinates and praised by his enemies. That's a difficult trick to pull off. Maybe he had a lovely smile. Ah, okay. So he's well renowned as friend and foe. Good job.
My commission is with...
What are we doing though? Follow lead to Pitcairn's position. What are we doing? Why are we here? I can't remember. Let's look at the DNA. Okay, Hatham has arrived, blah blah blah. Kills mercenaries, yeah, blah blah blah. So we've retrieved Johnson's stolen documents. Ben Church has disappeared, find him. Tell Braddock's patrol. Why? Why are we telling Braddock's patrol? Trying to remember. We had a meeting. We were trying to find anything that was related to the key, the artifact. They'll probably explain in a second, hopefully. Hopefully.
When I'm not attending to you, of course.
And Animus database, John Pitcairn, yes. Yeah, so he is a general, which means he's got the right to be here. We've got to send it in. Fresno?
Pitcairn, you fool! Your acts are treacherous. Give me one good reason. I shouldn't kill you right now. Were you planning to announce yourself, or did you hope my men
Sir,
wouldn't notice your
if
arrival?
you'll allow me to explain.
Oh, by all means. I should like very much to hear this.
I have not deserted, sir. I am here under Commander Amherst's orders.
Show me a letter bearing his seal, and you might be spared the gallows.
I have no such thing. The nature of my work, sir.
It's the sort of thing best not put to paper.
Hatham.
General Braddock?
I suppose I shouldn't be surprised. Wolves often travel in packs.
Master Pitcairn won't be here for but a few weeks. I shall return him to his proper post once our work is finished.
The devil's work, no doubt. It's bad enough my superiors have insisted I grant you use of Charles. But they've said nothing about this traitor. You'll not have him.
Edward, listen to reason.
We're done here. See these gentlemen out.
He's gonna get reprimanded for disobeying orders.
Well, that didn't go as I expected.
I think I used to call him brother.
What now? Well, they'll chase us off if we try and return.
We're done with this camp. As luck would have it, so are they. Come along.
What are you planning?
To steal Master Pitcairn.
What?
You'll see.
Edward Braddock, 1695. Edward Bulldog Braddock was the Major General placed in charge of British troops at the beginning of the French and Indian War, probably because he had a nickname like Bulldog. Braddock was serving against the acting governor of Gibraltar when he received the command in North America. He was given control of 2 regiments of regulars and assigned to win back Fort Duquesne from the French, known as the Braddock Expedition, as part of a larger attack on the French colonies on the continent. Braddock had been well liked as the governor in Gibraltar, but things changed once he reached North America. He had been known for keeping strict orders among his troops, but it seems he went beyond that into brutality. He gained a reputation for being quick-tempered and cruel. He also displayed a contempt for non-British soldiers that alienated the colonial militia he was trying to recruit. So a cruel, racist bulldog then. They're my least favourite type of bulldog. Thanks, Sean. Braddock took a bullet to the chest during a battle in 1755. Rumour has it from one of his own soldiers, which is a job hazard when you're nasty to the people around you and they all have guns. Sounds like the bulldog may have been put down. I'm not going to make an America joke. Guns. Let's move on.
Now, when I give the signal, you're to distract Braddock's patrol and lure them into a dead end.
Am I going to give a signal or is it going to be automatic? How do I give a signal if it is me? I have to limit my detection time to 15 seconds most. Oh my gosh, more database. Christchurch. This is known today as Old North Church because it's the oldest church in the north end of Boston. But up to 1776 it would have been known by its official name, Christ Church, named after Jesus Christ, a former celebrity carpenter. Oh, that's who he is, Sean. Thank you for enlightening us. I heard his name of it. I wondered who it was. This is where on the right. This is where on the night of Paul Revere's ride, 2 signal lanterns appeared to warn rebels on the opposite shore that the British regulars were on their way to seize weapons. The signal was Paul Revere's idea, but contrary to popular belief, the lamps weren't a signal sent to Revere. They were meant to warn lookouts on the opposite shore in case Revere was captured. This church was a natural choice for a signal flare. flame. It was the highest steeple in Boston and easily seen from the other side of the river. Even better, the church was Anglican. The congregation was full of wealthy loyalists. Who would suspect the church sexton, Robert Newman, a friend of Revere's, of sneaking into the church at night to send secret messages? Well, the British would actually. They captured Newman a few days later and questioned him. He put on a terrific show and managed to convince them he was innocent, and then fled town, which didn't really back up the whole innocent thing very well at all.
Okay.
Where shall we head next?
Perhaps down Marlborough.
No. Its residents are too content. Their homes are nice, their days untroubled.
What of Lynn or Ship Street?
Yes. Those fresh arrived are often soon in dire straits. They're
So we
more
can
likely
clip
to
onto
seize upon
corners.
an
Cool.
opportunity to fatten their purses and feed their young.
You're gonna stop and look back at me. Do the thing. Blend in. I'm not sure why he isn't doing anything. They're like looking around at the items. I thought he would too. Far too far for them to suspect.
Now!
Didn't mean to go in there. Whoops.
The Boston Weekly Advertiser! Get it here!
Oi! You thieves and scoundrels, one and all! Fie on you and your false war!
After him!
I'm surprised he got General Lee to do that, of all people. Need to keep close. They go quite fast.
Unhand him, Edward. You again.
Let us go. And John Pitcairn with us.
I will not have my authority challenged.
Nor I.
Put them all in chains.
You're violating your orders. You're supposed to give us what we want. Let's just fight. Pressing the wrong keys because I'm basing it on the old one. Prevent snitches from calling reinforcements. I didn't even know that was a thing. How do I go back to check? There we go. It's not a full reset. Hope this works. Please let it work. Yes. Right, where's the snitch? That guy? It's the wrong key. No, that wasn't that guy. Is he different on the minimap, maybe? I went for the guy that was backing off, but I think it's just because he was going to try and shoot us. There. I see him. Let me go, let me go. Nah, too late. But at least now I know what I'm looking for. One of the guys turns into a different symbol on the map. Red. Now. Here he is. Go, 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 go. Let me go, let me go. How do I stop him? He's not... Huh? He's not interacting with anyone, so how is that a fail? I'm gonna look around for a guy with a funny hat. There he is. Run, run, run! I didn't do the sequential kill streak. Crap. Please let me do it. Please let me do it. Don't be checkpointed having hit that cutscene. Good.
Ah!
One. Two. Three. That's not a kill streak. How do I change weapon? That's what I need to be on. I'm pressing the wrong key for it again. That one.
Ah!
I'll just reset. As soon as it loads, I need to change the weapons. Which is a little bit annoying. Change weapon, change weapon! One. Two. Three. Does that count? Yes. Let me go for him. Go, go, go. Done it. Ah, there's another guy. Didn't I prevent the snitches? Or maybe it works now?
I stay my hand today because you were once my brother, and a better man than this. Or should our paths ever cross again, all debts will be forgotten. You're free now, John.
Traitor! Go on then. Join them on their fool's errand. And when you find yourself lying
I assume
broken
you've good
and
reason for
dying
causing all this
at the bottom of
madness.
some dark
What is it you require of me?
I'll explain everything on the way.
today for the last.
Well, we're on the way now, so why don't you explain it? Did I get the 100% or not? Yes. What is wrong with you? Oh, the letter. There it is. Wait for it, because of the troops, and grab it. Ah, the camera suddenly turned, damn it, it's that bug. When it loses frames and you're slightly turning the camera. It's what caused me to be unable to complete Assassin's Creed Unity. I'll just step in and out. Respawn? No? What if I go away? And come back. Frame drops. It's too chuggy. Don't know how to describe it. Laggy, but not quite lag. Wait, can I just limit the game to 30 FPS? Because I'm only streaming at 30 FPS. £24 Hz? Excuse me? 30. I can see in the top left of the top left corner of the screen where Steam tells me the frame rate, I'm doing about 45 frames. So why isn't that just limited to 30? What are you doing? Yeah, I've noticed the path planning doesn't work properly for these characters. We had it earlier with Benjamin Franklin, where he started walking across the room backwards and sideways, kind of diagonally. Right, I'll go away from the door and back to it. And then hopefully it loads the unlock page. Come on, horse. We're gonna go somewhere else. Far away. In fact, I should do all the viewpoints, shouldn't I? Unlock the map. At least the map loads nice and quickly. Alright, there's one up there, let's get that. Out of the way. Orphans will attract attention to slave movement, give them a few coins to continue undisturbed. Not while I'm on horseback. What's that, bank? Oh, is this a robbery I can do? Oh no, it's a moving shop. That's cool. And it led me to the tower as well. Old North Meeting House. Don't confuse this place with the Old North Church. It's actually a completely different building, which is why it has a different name. Of course, Sean, don't be silly. This particular meeting house was for the second oldest congregation in Boston, which earned it the alternate name, the Second Church. What an age of endless imagination this was. Yep. Get a good look while you can. This wooden building will be torn down in 1776 and used as firewood. The church members would tell you it was because the British didn't like them much, and perhaps they have a point, because they still don't. The Reverend Mr. Lathrop was known for his pro-rebel sermon, and tellingly he and most of his congregation weren't in Boston in 1776. I wonder why. After the Old North Meeting House was torn down, Christ Church inherited the prestigious Old North title, becoming the Old North Church that most people know now. Most people know. It is now. No, I want to try... this. Aha! Why do I have a Twitch notice? Oh, there's a guy to chase. I'll get him later. Courier. If that's what they're called in this one. Oh, they're changing the bits prices due to currency changes. Huh. Okay. You! How to tackle? How do I tackle? I don't want to kill him. It's E. Since doing the viewpoint, this music started and it hasn't stopped. It ended up playing for ages yesterday. I wonder if that's just a bug. The game is very pretty. I just wish it ran better. Can't see, it's too foggy. Where's the hay? I think it's there. Oh, there. Did I miss an animus in the inventory? I didn't, for this place that I just viewpointed on. Okay. The others are quite far, so back on a horse, I guess. And I don't think there's any quick travel. I'm going to try turning shadows down. Where's shadows? Why is motion blur on? Is that what's causing it? Now we should have more solid frames instead of smearing between them. Still don't think it's good enough there. That took way longer climbing over. Hey Pedquay, welcome back. How many texts did I read today while playing? 3, 4, 5 maybe? There were 2 people and I think 3 locations. It might have been 3 people, 2 locations. Not sure. Oh, I've just realised I've not had to open any chests this time. Oh, thank goodness. The last few games I've had way too many chests. So this grass sprouting up because it's trying to render it as we get closer. Ah, good. The almanac page came back. So let me go this side of it. Yeah, here. No, 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 get down. Alright, here we go. It's right there. Out of the way. Grab it, grab it, grab it! Yes! 1 out of 4. So going away and coming back does respawn it. Entering the building and leaving does not. I should really put a marker so I know where I'm going. I was in the right sort of direction. I say, it's funny when randomly the character just starts climbing. Yeah, it's so annoying though. It's like, oh, I'm gonna go around this corner. Whoops, I'm jumping on a fence now. Of course I did that deliberately, but you get my point. just there. Okay, that was my bad though. I didn't look where I was going. Ah. Someone down there isn't happy about me climbing. They got over it. Turn. Turn! Why aren't you going sideways? Like, straight on. You can only go side to side, you can't look forward. Huh. It's so foggy. It's ruining the viewpoints. Where is the hay? There. It's my favourite game. I don't know. I would have said Revelations. But I do like 3 as well. I like how it's a big step forward. I think still I'd have to pick Revelations. It's nice having it be an overlap of Ezio, Altair, Desmond, Subject 16, and a combination of glitchy Animus, proto-Animus, and mental instability causing all sorts of craziness in the Animus. It's a big mixing pot of wild things. What's the one game where someone drops off a building? Huh? You mean every single Assassin's Creed when you do a leap of faith? In future. What? Are you on about someone doing a leap of faith in the present day? I think Desmond does it in 3. No. I think you're talking about Black Flag. When you run through a maintenance area and you jump out of a building. I think that's what you're on about. Black Flag. And it wasn't Desmond. So you're saying that you liked the present day parkour stuff? Because I thought that was pretty cool at the end of Brotherhood, when we did the parkour as Desmond in the Colosseum. I should really get on the horse, shouldn't I? Save a lot of time. Run! Gallop! There are different qualities of horse, aren't there? I think this is a bad quality horse because it's very slow. Beacon Hill! Oh, all the other text worked so far. This one didn't. Perhaps predictably, Beacon Hill gets its name because the Puritan settlers placed a beacon on top of the hill. On the hilltop. I'll do that again because I don't want to be reading words that aren't there. Perhaps predictably, Beacon Hill gets its name because the Puritan settlers placed a beacon on the hilltop. Beacon here essentially meant a bucket full of pitch hanging from a pole. The idea being it could be lit to warn the countryside if the town was attacked. Simple, effective, and never actually used. The hill is shorter today than it used to be. The top of it was carted off to fill in Mill Pond. This had the advantage of making the hilltop easier to build on, and creating more land at Mill Pond, a 2-for-1 deal for developers. Beacon Hill became the place to live in Boston after the new Massachusetts State House opened here in 1790. Developers created upscale housing in the north side of the hill, which overlooks the Boston Common. The north side of the hill had been settled earlier and was much less posh, sometimes going by the evocative nickname of Mount Hordem. What a magical address. George Washington, ever the politician, would refer to it in one of his letters as Mount Horam. Although that sounds more like an instruction than a place. Thanks, Sean. Was that a thing then? Did that say recent entries? No. Shut up, Paul. You're not even doing anything. Stop complaining. Let me off. There we go. So someone's got to climb this damn thing to light it. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why'd you do that? I didn't instruct you to do that. He's refusing to cooperate. There we go. Oh, I guess that's not the sync points on top. Weird. Some points for your favourite to do. Yeah, I enjoy doing the SIGs. You get to look around. The only problem is right now it's so foggy, we're not really seeing anything. But then once we get down... fog's gone. At least, so it is. Next, we're going here. Was it foggy? I don't know. I don't know. Could be the game trying to prevent us from seeing everything, or it could be limiting us from rendering too much, or who knows. I need a faster horse. This one's so slow. Running is about the same speed. Huh? Thing, but it didn't. Hanson Clark House. No, that's not right. Hancock Clark House. John Hancock's grandfather, the Reverend John Hancock, and his personage built in 1737, or had this done, yeah. The Clark in the name is Reverend Jonas Clark, who lived here at the time the Revolution started. I'd have just called it Hancock House myself, but that's because I'm a great thinker. John Hancock, the famous politician, nods his grandfather and Samuel Adams were staying here as Clark's guest the night before the battles of Lexington and Concord. William Dawes and Paul Revere arrived sometime after midnight with warning that the regulars were on their way. Adam and Hancock moved to a safer location. Hancock, it seems, under protest since he wanted to go down to the green and fight. Many want to down their greens and fight at midnight are, of course, dedicated men of passion. That's all they've had a few beers. Very astute observation, Sean. I thought he was pulling his fist up then to fight. Alright, I'm not even using that horse, go away. Useless. You can see the mini-map being exposed. This is the kind of game where you don't need to do sync points to get the map. You can just explore it. But of course, you can't do that for every inch of it. You could, but it would take for a long shot. I haven't tested that. So we'll compare the before and after of the map. Oh no, 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 don't be angry! Don't be angry! Why isn't it climbing up? Huh? Okay. That particular surface wasn't allowed. Alright, so the map at the moment, you've got a little sliver here and a little sliver there. Yeah, I don't know why that one's there, but must have been something there. And now... big old chunk. Nice. So it aligns me to the hay rail each time. That's very nice. Is this the same crappy horse? Go away. I'm going the wrong way. Can we pet the dog? I can't pet it because it's walking. I think there's one dog that sits and you can pet it. What game am I most waiting to play? Anything new, to be honest. I'm enjoying going back over these, but as the furthest I got was Unity, and that was too buggy to play. But on the same day they released Rogue, so either one of those. Looking forward to making some progress in. I think I'll do Rogue first, because I think it goes first in the timeline. Printer's shop. Printing presses were originally brought to America to print religious texts, but by the time of the Revolutionary War they were also used for things like newspapers, pamphlets and broadsheets. Think of it as the colonial internet, about the same speed as dial-up. Unlike word of mouth, newspaper articles could spread news of events from colony to colony quickly, and without any loss of information. But that doesn't mean it was unbiased, far from it. Presses were commonly used to print propaganda. Every newspaper had its slant. Thank goodness that doesn't happen nowadays. Anyway, part of what made the Boston Massacre such a turning point were reprints of Paul Revere's woodcut. It showed organised British soldiers in full formation firing point blank at an innocent crowd. A shocking image, which enraged the people and fueled their hatred of the British. Completely made up, of course, but what did that matter? The public is there to be manipulated. Actually, I'd bet you could use these places to print some propaganda of your own. If the soldiers are getting too unfriendly, a little reminder that you're a hero of the people might help. So this is how we clear notoriety. Okay. Different to before where we would take down flyers, this time we spread propaganda of our good deeds. I don't see it though. Is it this place? Get out the way, child. That's how you discipline a child. Please note that any advice I give on parenting is not to be taken absolutely literally. It is often a joke meant to satirise how people believe some nonsense over some fair treatment. Disclaimer over. Destroy the child. So you say Unity is a masterpiece now? What, did they fix it? I really hope they did. The only downside is that Unity had co-op missions, and now they've taken the server stuff away, I believe I won't be able to do the co-op missions. I have no idea how I'm going to be able to play Unity to its fullest. I don't know if I can even get the map down there. Uh-oh. Wait, can I get out through the gate? Or would it prevent me? To the service down here? Yeah, that's what happened in October, which was terrible timing because that was when I was setting out to do all of the Assassin's Creeds. Then I found that I can't 100% 2 because that has server capabilities. And I couldn't do everything in Revelations because that needed service 2. So in 2 there was trading thing where you could do like a stock market sort of exchange of goods. But it depended on real world servers for some reason. I don't know why they didn't just fake trades or anything. And now it's gone, you can't actually use it. You can't make in-game money like you're supposed to, so things take a little while longer to purchase. It's sad. Yeah, it's very sad, and I don't see the point really. It's not like they're saving a ton of processing. If they're old games with fewer people using them, then surely you just use fewer servers and it doesn't become a problem. I mean, they're a wealthy company. I don't see why Ubisoft had to close any servers down. Steam still provides servers for the oldest of games. It's pretty sad when you think about it. Ubisoft wants to have their own store, well, I used to call it Uplay, but they've changed it now, it's Ubisoft Connect. And it used to be Ubisoft Club or something. They want their own game store, but then they decide to take parts of game functions down because of server usage. I really don't see the point. Makes no sense. It's not like the games are from the 90s or something. It's only like 10-year-old games, 14-year-old games, something like that. Some of their best-selling, most popular games, and they take away functionality. And take away DLC. I couldn't do the DLC where we explore Ezio's father's tomb. Very sad about that. Anyway. Boston Neck. In the 18th century, the only land route into Boston was across a narrow strip of land called Boston Neck. One often talks about the heart of Africa, of course, at the bosom of Europe, how wonderful that Boston gets a neck. Fortifications were built across the neck to protect the city from a land attack, I suppose a bit like a heavy necklace or a handsome neck brace. Shut up, Sean. When the siege of Boston began in 1775, Governor Gage ordered that the fortifications be expanded and strengthened. They became known as Gage's Lines. Oh, because of Governor Gage. Right, okay. Starting in the 19th century, land was added to Boston Neck, widening it to make room for the city to grow, and presumably to ease traffic on and off the island, since Boston is no longer in danger of attack from the countryside. Okay. Yeah, that's a fair observation. I'm pretty sure we can leave this area, so I'm not going to be able to do the map. Yeah, this leaves the area. Well, I don't mean we can leave, I mean that is how you leave. So, where is there a viewpoint? There just isn't one for this area? That's a shame. So, what I'm thinking is, you have to do every single viewpoint in order for it to flesh out the gaps in between. I don't know if something here is locked away until a later year. Let's do the other ones and see what happens. Ooh, an almanac page, let's get that. Only 4 to get, we've got 3 left. Now we found a second, gotta find 2. What? You're really gonna change the rendering that much? Come on, man, I barely went any distance. I don't like the choices they did with rendering. Limiting things so strangely. So strictly. I suppose they tried to push the game a little bit beyond what the amateur was comfortable with. So they had to make cuts such as rendering things at short distance. Here's 2 I guess. Yes, this field will be on the map, that'll be useful. Hey little sheepies, can we pet the sheep? We can! Oh my gosh! Good sheep. Can we pet the turkey? I can feed the turkey, that's not petting it. close enough. Piggy? Hey, little piggy! He's not petting them though. It's a bit of a letdown. It's nice that he's feeding. It's really nice. Like super happy, family-friendly nice. But it's a little twinge of disappointing that he just doesn't actually pet them. Just feeds. What about the cat? Like the cat? Oh yeah, they love to go between the legs, I remember now. Oh, that's so cute. So that one's okay. Doggy? Yes, that's what I wanted to do earlier, but I didn't do it because I thought I couldn't. Oi! Just pet the dog. There's a Twitter account called Can You Pet the Dog? And I first came across it when it spoke of Assassin's Creed 3. I didn't actually follow the account, but when I eventually do follow which accounts, that will be one of them. He's a good boy. You're a good boy too. Is that a rat? Can I pet the rat? If I can't pet the rat, can I step on it? Oh my gosh, you can! I thought it wasn't working, I thought it wasn't allowing it. Now you may think, oh my gosh, this is revolutionary. Oh, I can't pet his belly. You might think this is revolutionary that you can step on the rat, but actually, you can step on animals all the way back in Half-Life 1. You can step on the cockroaches. Kill the redcoats? Ah, most of them are just working. Not actually part of the class. Toy? Boy. Squish the rat. Polish the plagues. They're all the same breed though, it's kind of weird. Wait, are they following me? No. I thought I had the Varks following. Let's see if this horse is any better than the last. They're pushing me while I was petting the dog. Yeah, they are just asses. I don't want to kill every single redcoat, maybe just the asses, you know? It's not like I'm innocent either, I end up knocking people over with a horse. Okay, there's an omelette page right there on top of the building. So I'm going to go from this side, which probably means it's going to go off the edge and I'm going to have to dive for it. Oh, please don't be angry that I'm here. Got it. Yeah. That's 2 out of 4. There are no others detected so far, right? Alright. Come on. Oh, that's a really steep roof, I understand. I can't climb it. Is this the first game to have steep rooftops? All the others have been square. This sort of 45-degree angle. Very few of them have been steeper than 45. I can't remember any previous games. Just there we got to see parkour on a tree for the first time. Oh, you gotta go? Okay, no worries. Thanks for stopping by. Old South Meeting House. This building hosted some of the key events of the American Revolution, mostly by accident. It just happened to be one of the largest buildings in Boston, so when meetings at Faneuil Hall overflowed, everyone moved to the Old South Meeting House to continue. This meant the biggest, angriest, most rebellious crowds ended up here. After the Boston Massacre, the people met here to demand that the governor remove British troops from the city, which he did. Thousands showed up here for meetings leading up to the Boston Tea Party. On the night of the Tea Party itself, this was where Samuel Adams delivered the line, "This meeting can do nothing more to save the country," giving the go-ahead to seize the boats and dump the tea. Is anything a bigger slap in the face to Brit than dumping tea? No. Well, apart from just slapping us in the face, but that's a secret I wish I hadn't told you. Shut up, Sean. You're giving all the secrets away. Of course, during the British siege in 1776, this church met the same fate as the other rebel hotspots. It was ransacked. The pews and pulpit were torn out and used as firewood, and the interior was filled with dirt and used as a stable and riding school. There was even a bar on the second level. I guess the troops thought that would really stick it to the Puritans. The only thing worse would have been a karaoke night. Puritans hate karaoke. No, they don't, Sean. Stop it with the misinformation. That is quite a distance. 3 o'clock? Okay. How many left? 1 or 2? 3 within proximity, yeah. Close proximity. Interesting.
Word arrives from France that the Baron de
Oh, was that an entry? It was. Old corner bookstore. It's an apothecary shop at the moment, but in a few decades this building will be home to Tickner and Fields, the leading American publisher of their day. That might sound a bit dull, but this building will be at the centre of American literature and thinking. Authors like Henry Wadsworth Longfellow, Nathaniel Hawthorne, Harriet Beecher Stowe, even Charles Dickens will all meet here. Of course, given the state of American education, it's possible you don't know who any of those people are. I could have said Minty Clitheroe and Pippi Boom Boom, and you sort of looked impressed. I'm not going to argue with that, sure. Redirected twice mid-air though. There's this place right next to it. Old State House. building housed the Massachusetts government from 1713 to 1798. Before the Revolution, that would have meant the governor, his advisors, and the elected assembly. Of course, by elected, I mean elected by white male property owners, since they were the only people that had the right to vote. The assembly also had a rather limited power. The governor had a veto over anything they decided, and on occasion dissolved the assembly when they didn't vote his way. Less a governor, more a dictator. Great. In 1767, a gallery was installed above the meeting floor here, so the general public could watch their legislator at work. This was a very noble idea at the time. Of course, some of the representatives probably regretted the decision later, when crowds used the area to heckle those who voted for British. Then again, perhaps that was the point all along. The government moved out of the building to a bigger space in 1798, and the old building was turned over to merchants, including a wine cellar and a wig maker, making it the colonial equivalent of a shopping mall, though one that mainly dealt with in wine and wigs. It's a very small building to hold gunmen. Jeez. He stood on the window. Close. The last one is east, I think. Yeah, there it is. Way! Oh, I've been past this. I recognize the ground area. Launch is an open plan. Come full circle to the starting levels, right? That is it. All viewpoints synced. Hooray. At least as far as I'm aware. Yep, looks like all of it, but it hasn't filled in the rest of the space, so I'm a bit disappointed by that. Let's speak to this person. Oh, is this Betty Boy? I think it is. What's up?
Sorry, but I've some work needs doing.
Never mind. Got £777. Can I actually buy anything? Excuse me, sir. What have you got for 777?
What do you need, son?
You have. It's too expensive. That music's still going, the one from the viewpoint sinking. So let me go to this place. Actually, have we still not found another page? I'm gonna go to the end of the dock. I suspect that's gonna be done.
The Boston Country German, your favorite finish.
We've just got guns lining up. Anyone could just grab one easily. We can get the milligun to try and see if it pops up. Nope, there's no page here. Damn. It's like a pumped by running into people. Before I was getting the knockback effect. Now it's just they get out of the way. I guess I did get a backlash with that. In the previous games, it was completely falling over. And go to the present, we can read the emails and hopefully reset the music. Hey James Cypher, how you doing? Welcome back. Right, this is my first time stepping out of the Animus, so let's have a look around. You just missed me complete all the viewpoints in the area.
What are you working on?
Austin.
Lots of different stuff. If you're going into the field, we need a way to keep tabs on you and stay in touch. Hacking into local security systems won't cut it.
Thanks.
For what?
I don't know. Everything. You've sacrificed a lot for me. You and Sean both. I mean, you upgraded the Animus, you helped train me, pulled me out of that coma. You put all that work into the database and helped me solve Clay's puzzles. I know I haven't been the easiest person to work with, and I'm sorry for that. I just want you to know that even if I'm shitty at showing it, I appreciate everything you've done.
I'm trying to get both their faces so we can see them speak.
You really think we'll finally get some answers down here?
Why are you speaking
Maybe.
over comms?
Talking to the first Civ has always been a pain in the ass, though.
Imagine what it must be like for them.
What do you mean?
They've been separated from us by tens of thousands of years. A completely different language and culture. Possessed of an intelligence vastly superior to our own. We're lucky they've communicated as much as they have.
I don't know why they had to make this all so complicated. I mean, if they need something from me, they should just come out and say it.
I've been wondering about that myself. I get the sense Juno and Minerva didn't exactly see eye to eye.
Subtitles wrong.
I'm studying everything I can get my hands on.
It's saying
But maybe you'll find something down here that can shed light on the mystery. What happened between them, and why?
What do you think's behind that door?
No idea.
Do you think it can save us?
The first Civ seemed to think so.
What if it's dangerous?
It's not like we have a lot of alternatives.
Well, we could... I don't know, warn the president?
And what's he gonna do? Who's to say he isn't in bed with Abstergo? Seems everyone is these days.
Yep, everyone.
What if we went to them? To Abstergo, I mean.
I thought about it, actually. Showing them what we've seen, trying to work together. They must know so much more than we do, but...
What is it?
It's possible they know exactly what's going to happen. That they want it to happen. I mean, for all we know, they're hiding out in bunkers right now, waiting for the world to end. And then when it's all over, out they come. Ready to take control.
Yep.
God, I hope you're wrong.
So do I, Rebecca. So do I.
Alright, I should be getting back to work. Sorry, Desmond. Little busy right now. Let's talk later.
Talk to me. No. Father!
Yes? Just thought I'd, say hi.
You have more important things to do right now.
Jesus, Dad.
What? What do you want me to say?
Lip syncing doesn't matter.
I don't know. Hi, son. How are you? What have you been up to?
I know what you've been up to. Nothing. You wasted away in some shitty apartment with a pointless job, while the rest of us were out there fighting to make a difference.
You are such an asshole.
He's right, though.
Are you thinking about hitting me again? Because this time, I will hit back.
Damn.
Let's just get back to work, okay?
That's Sean in the distance. Sean, what's up with this door?
Would you look at that?
What is it?
If I had to guess, I would say it's a counter. And judging from the iconography, I think it's safe to say when that's empty,
I think the door's missing.
the end begins.
I think there's supposed to be a big holographic wall in the way. But all we see right now is that one piece. Yeah, this hasn't loaded for a play. We're not supposed to see that random silhouette clearly in the background. This is supposed to be obscured by a wall of symbols. Good job, remastered game.
Honest answer, please, Desmond. Do you think we're getting out of this alive?
I don't know. I mean, it's a pretty tall order. If the first Civ couldn't save the world, how the hell are we supposed to swing it?
We have some time.
We have less than 2 months. They had decades and a lot more resources. And the worst part is we knew this was coming for, what, hundreds of years?
History repeats, it seems. The first Civ was so busy with their war against us, no one even noticed what was happening. We get advance warning and then fall to fighting with the Templars. Lovely.
Hopefully, whatever's behind that door will make a difference.
And if it doesn't, well, at least we tried. Back to work I go. You should consider doing the same.
See, at least we tried, but tried what? So, there are obviously other areas in this place. Let's try to get to them. I don't remember quite how much is locked away and when we access them. No, that doesn't work. Maybe this? No? No. Aha! This way, hopefully. Nope, that's sealed as well, okay. I don't know if it's going to slide open later. Ooh, careful. Oh, I thought this was the Animus, but it's not at all. Where's the Animus? No, it's just these rocks. Great. Very comfortable, thank you. What? No, 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 no! Oh my gosh! Did it say press any button? What a stupid setup. You don't put any button there. So I was trying to walk away, which requires pressing a button. Let's look over at this one. Nothing. Something. Ooh, hello. This is new. Team, have you looked at this yet? No idea what this is all about. Yes. Do I have to Oh wait, did I even go down this far? No, I passed over it. Is there something down here? There's death down there. Right, let's look at it from here. So I can't go across there. I can step on there, but then I can't really go anywhere. Gonna try climbing. Nothing to grab. What about grabbing on this? Oh, nope, you just left, okay. What? That worked? I don't know if that's supposed to work, but it allowed me to do it, so... I think I was supposed to get around that and then climb up. Ah, there's a console here. Can't use it there. Was I supposed to activate the downstairs one first? Can I activate this? No. Okay, this is all later stuff. Let's continue. Press any button. What about walk away button? What about running? Yeah, running. Shift key activates it. Silly. I'm getting hungry and I'm just cracking open a pack of snacks. Even though I did eat. I was exercising a lot this evening, so yeah, I should replenish my energy. Where are the pages? I reckon it's over there.
Shelton and Tweed Undertaker.
It's actually night time. Huh. So it does have a day-night cycle, and the music stopped. We're finally free from that gloomy loop. How does it go? Boo, 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 boo. But it's super slow. Crown Coffee House. The name of this place is somewhat misleading. It's likely that this coffee house sold more wine than coffee, since coffee was only just becoming popular. I know it's hard to imagine a time when people didn't enjoy their morning cup, but there you are. If we go by the number of bottles they had in stock, this was one of the busiest taverns in Boston, likely because of its location. If you were arriving in Boston by ship in the 1700s, and let's face it, you didn't fly in, this would have been the first tavern you saw, and since taverns were great places to get information, you might well have stopped here for a drink and the latest news. That's a very good business decision. Look for a page on the minimap. If you see it and I miss it, let me know. Oh, it's the shipbuilding yard. Nice. Yeah, this is a whole parkour yard. We'll end up here later. I don't think the page is here after all. But I can look. I can try. I can go over there and find out. I can't reach that hay, surely. There is no hay around. I'll do. Does it mirrors the game running smoother now? Could be because there are fewer things to load out by these docks, or it could be because it had a moment to reset the game cache or something by leaving and re-entering animals. Not seeing the page on the minimap. Guess can't go in there. Can't climb it either, which would make sense. Oh, it's an entire fort. Anything special here? Secret entrance. I think that's how I'm supposed to do the mission there. So I won't go in there. $50 squids. And I've been all the way around there, so let's just go. Man, I really want the pages though. Let's see. I should get a horse. I just don't want a slow one again. And if I do get a slow one, it'll keep following me. Come on game, show me the page. Thanks game. Thanks. Let's do that. Pages do show up from using the viewpoints, right? I'm not just assuming incorrectly, right? Gendering wine bin back and forth. Let's see, I'm clearing the fog on the minimap. Stop that. Oh gosh, I just realised how cold I'm gonna be because I forgot to put on my dressing in. So, give me a minute, be right back. In the meantime, enjoy the sheep. In fact, no, I'm going to take a couple minutes. I'll be back in a few minutes. I did a couple of things, including making sure I have a few extra layers on so I can get nice and warm. And I got myself another drink. So here's the ASMR for opening a bottle. Oh, there's no fizz. Oh damn it. That drink's got a flat now. So I was looking for the pages, checking out the darkened areas, like there. Let's do exactly that. After a sec. I've only got to find 2. Because there are so few, it means it'll be harder to find, right? Just clearing that mini-map fog. Gosh, those children sound like monsters. Demons. That way. What? Stop. Stop. It's funny, in the last game, shift was to drop. Now shift is to run and climb, so it's quite the opposite instinctual move. If you transition from those games to this one, you gotta rework how you think about it. How you respond to everything. I'm not even looking at the main game bit now, I'm just looking at the minimap all the time. Or most of the time. Ah, are white horses faster than brown horses? Don't know. King's Chapel. King James II ordered the building of this Anglican church in the... King James II ordered the building of this Anglican church in the 1680s because he was a king and a perk of the job is doing whatever they want. However, since Boston was full of Puritans who had come to the New World precisely to get away from the Anglicans, nobody was willing to sell land for the budding parish. Yeah, it's kind of funny, isn't it? They're supposed to have this whole separation of church and state, and yet so much of America is based on Christianity and combining the two, and even their currency has that whole "in God we trust" thing, doesn't it? So, separation of church and state didn't really succeed. And too many politicians over there make references to religion instead of, you know, doing their jobs. Anyway, in the end, the governor ordered that the church be built on top of the old public burial ground, the logic being that the dead couldn't complain, they're notoriously compliant, and there the church stands today. After the Revolution, the church was known as the Stone Chapel for several years. Kings not being particularly popular at the time, and calling a stone chapel the Stone Chapel was the best idea anyone could come up with at the time. Because they didn't want a king, okay. I've never understood these people's need for independence. By the way, we gave birth to them. They were happy to suckle on our teats in their infancy. They were a few toddler wobbles, but as soon as they got to their teenage years, all they could bang on about was their independence. So they stormed out, but we know they'll be back eventually to borrow money or to get us to wash their clothes, and we'll forgive them because we're older and wiser. Okay, Sean, enough of the rants. That's my job. I'm surprised I don't have more recent entries, considering the amount of running I'm doing all over the place. Narrowing that fog as much as I can. Go down the steps, come on. Horses can do that. That's a silly limitation. Just need to clear this bit of fog. Hearing the hoofbeats of a galloping horse is quite relaxing, isn't it? That's all the fog then. So if it's not here, it's gotta be over there, right? Southwest.
The French commander de Jumonville has been killed in a clash
Okay, straight south. Boston Common. This has the honour of it being the first public park in North America. It started off as the pasture of William Blackstone, or Blackstone if you prefer the original spelling, who despite his name was the first white settler in this area. When Boston started growing, Blackstone decided to move somewhere more remote. He sold the land to the growing city for £30 and they turned it into common land, hence the name. For the first century or two of Boston's history, this was a place to pasture your cows, no more than 70 at a time. Drill soldiers, the British regulars camped here, attended the occasional public hanging for offences such as being a witch or being a Quaker, or perhaps simply take a nice walk, all near all the cows and hanging. The British left the camp when they fled. They fled. Silly Sean. Terrible writing. The city in 1776. Public hangings ended in 1817. The cows were banned in 1830. You can still take a walk here, however, but what's the point without the cows? That's the first sensible thing you've written, Sean. Other? Gunpowder magazine. Oh, it's this little silo I'm next to, isn't it? These buildings were used to store gunpowder, which was both a necessity in colonial America and are extremely dangerous to have around. This is not a place you want to move next door to. Spilled powder, damaged barrels, improper airing of the building. Any one of these was hazardous, and a random spark could set off powder in the air or on the ground. People who worked in the magazines were warned to check their pockets for stray matches, or made to wear clothes with no pockets to eliminate the possibility entirely. Their shoes had to be made without nails or covered with magazine slippers to reduce the risk of sparks. All the tools used in the magazines were made of wood and copper. Generally, powder magazines were built in isolated areas, like the one on Boston Common. Of course, if you're inside a fort, you need your gunpowder to be close at hand. So the buildings were designed to collapse in on the fire and smother it, rather than spreading it outwards. I probably don't need to tell you this, but you're not really allowed to smoke around here. I'm not going to be doing that anyway. There's a whole fort here, but it's not part of the discovered area. Okay, so these lands, because they touch water, they have a definite outline, but they're not actually discovered. I need to do all of this. Is there an invisible wall? No? Weird. Okay, I can turn back. It is a little annoying how the default fog and the dark landscape are pretty much the same colour on the minimap. Okay, now I can cross. I can apparently go in, but I'm not going to. Uh-oh, I glitched the horse around the edge. Can't turn or anything. It's stuck. There we go. Looking like it's not in the fort. Maybe. I should also be able to just see the page around. But I'm relying on the minimap more in case I miss it visually. Page done, just the middle now. Mr. Monkey. I doubt you live here. Get out of this property. It's such a gentle, relaxing drumming. The gallop of the horse. I don't want to go to sleep. This bit over there. Is this game with Steam achievements? No. I just thought this was modern enough to maybe do it, but it never bothered. Not there. So where's left? Not much. There's a place up here, and next to it. And that's about it. Oh, there's that too. Oh, it's gonna be there, isn't it? On that stretch. Alright, energy drink. Such fun. Just have a quick look at the chat list. Hello lurkers, welcome back repeat viewers. I'm not sure when it counts people as watching, because there are definitely more people I recognise there who are real people than it's saying we're actually watching. Which is a shame. I wish Twitch was better at just recognising when real people are here. I hate seeing repeated tile textures. You see that on the distant land. It's repeated. Shut up! So loud. It's a repeated grass tile texture. It's common in games to see this. It's so lazy. Ah, this is where we broke in and killed those guards by shooting. See, I need to get the phages now, because we will transition to later years soon enough, and I think that removes them. because it said there were only 4. And I attached the year to it too. Also, once I've got the entire map unlocked, maybe it will help detect things in future. Who knows? We'll find out. It's not here, damn it. Oh no. Alright, let's go to this stretch. Which is right there. Is this an artificial bridge? Or is it a real natural? Nah, that can't be real. That can't be natural. It's too straight. Mill Pond. Ah, this is where they put the land from Boston Hill? I can't remember. This is the site of Boston's first and for a good while only flour mill. The mill owners closed this pond off from the Charles River, leaving only a small stream that led to the ocean. Twice a day, the tides in Boston Harbour would fill the stream, powering the mill. Of course, closing the pond off also made it stagnant, since water was used as a dumping ground for sewage, garbage and dead animals. It was quite dirty and frankly stank. Around the turn of the century, the city decided that something needed to be done. Rather than reopen the causeway and clean out the pond, developers decided they could make room for houses and also more money by filling it in with land taken from the top of Beacon Hill. That's it, Beacon Hill. So that's exactly what they did, building homes on sewage since the turn of the century. What a wonderful slogan that would have made. Well, when you put it that way, it sounds a little bit weird. It is nice to see that once we've got the area, there's this glow around it. Whereas the other... I wasn't done. Whereas the other areas just have that solid, thin border. So it's a nice completion glow. Make sure to go down the longest ones, so I don't miss anything outside of the area I'm detecting. Oh no, that's the first time I bumped into guards. I apologise.
The French commander de Jumonville has been killed.
trying to just find things by using the minimap. But there are so many guards around here, it's slowing me down. Just be careful not to run into them. Make them cry. Where the hell are these pages? I've covered so much ground. Pretty sure they don't appear in missions. Constables never do, right? So I need to find them out in the world somewhere. Oops. Sorry. I bet it's up there. Hey Xana, welcome back. Yes, Hatham, indeed. I'm not complaining so far, so maybe we're okay. Just trying to find the pages that are scattered. There are only 4, and I've got 2 so far, so the other 2 must be on the map, right? I've covered so much of this area. I did all the viewpoints and I filled in the blank spaces between. So I'm just trying to do like this area here, this bit sticking out. Rude. This is swordsmanship. It's alright. I haven't used it much. Oh crap. Board. Board. Mount. So I'm boarding the horse. Okay, where's that blank area? I gotta go south to it. Hey, nice one, Xana. You copying me? How did you find it? one thing I can miss while free roaming. Oh? Yeah? Go ahead, tell me. Is it the conversations? Because I've had the ones with Benjamin Franklin. I've gone back to him a couple of times. You can find Ben Franklin. Yeah. I've had all of his conversations so far, and now he's just saying something like, "We'll speak later." Actually managed to guess what you were going to warn about, so that's pretty cool. Cheers, Anna. Thanks for stopping by. You have a good one too. Congrats on beating Outlast 2. Hope you enjoy Outlast Trials when it comes out. I think it's still in my Steam library. I might be able to still play Outlast Trials. Maybe. Haven't tried. Haven't tried Trials. I need to do that swampy area. Damn it. Jump over. Yeah, good boy. Getting to that point where I really want to just look them up. At the very least, I should find out if they're on the map. If they're collectible. I've done everywhere. I'm going to look it up just to find out whether they are able to be got or not. Assassin's Creed 3 Mem. Or is it memoir pages? Is that what they're called? Assassin's Creed 3, Ben, Franklin, pages. The almanac pages are a type of collectible. 36 in total, 20 in Boston, 16 in New York. Right, but only now there are 4. For now there are only 4. The best way to go about catching them is to go on the rooftop near the location of the page instead of climbing the side of the building next to the page itself. Gives me what's up. Yeah, of course. There are a total of 20 almanac pages in Boston. When you arrive in Boston for the first time in sequence 2, welcome to Boston. Benjamin Franklin approaches you about collecting these pages. These pages can be troublesome and may interrupt you during your main missions. I found the easiest way to get them was to complete the main story first and start to collect them. Really? But I've only found 2. Oh, and the images, all 404. Great. Has anyone been able to find all 4 pages? Found them in a triangle. From the mission point, go to the right and down to tavern. Then to the left and down to general store. Ah. So, I think they're in middle area. Do I need to discover them personally instead of through viewpoints? Because that means they're here. Where's that fog? There's a bit of fog there. I do think they're around here somewhere. That's what the post is suggesting. Why is this on the map? Jeez, it's loud on this. Right. Right, give me a sec. Yeah, people are really having trouble online finding these. All of the discussions about it, no one so far has found them apart from one guy who tried to describe where they were instead of just a map or anything. Oh, here we go, right. Number 1. Let's have a look. It's near the shore. Yeah, that's that one. Okay. Number 2. It's by the fort. Here. Here. Oh, it's a great area. Or, what do you call it? I'm gonna put the marker there so it's not in the way. We're gonna run over there. It's a fogged area. So I didn't clear the area. Sitting close. Let's see if it pops up on the mini map. It does not. Wait. Might have to get closer. Okay, so it should be here. That's the wrong corner. MacNeil's rope yard. These buildings were made. These buildings were used to make rope for ship rigging. Please try and stay awake. I'm trying, Sean. I really am. Ships at the time needed a surprising amount of rope, up to 20 miles of the stuff each, which you'll realise is incredible if you're a rope nerd. Ahem. This'll wake you up. Please do. Rope isn't the real reason this place is well known amongst historians, I mean. In March of 1770, one of the workers here asked a passing British soldier if he wanted a job, then told him to go clean my toilet. The soldier was so offended that he started a fight. Then he left, came back with several of his friends and started a full-on brawl. That one insult led to days of fighting between soldiers and rope workers, leading right up to the Boston Massacre. The relationship between the British and Bostonians at the time was a little tense, to say the least. History does not reveal if that worker ever had his toilet cleaned, but it seems unlikely. It should be on the other side of that building. It should be here. Wait, do I hear the twinge? Ah, it's right there. So I did have to find it myself. It's not just a waypoint thing. Not waypoint. Friggin' viewpoint. Gimme. Yes. It's a very good thing I checked online. Right, number 3. There. Might have already got it.
From the Albany Congress.
I hear it. I lost it. Wait, no, there it is. No. Yes, I got them all. Anonymous database for Richard's Almanac, 1733, volume 1. Courteous reader, I might in this place attempt to gain thy favour by declaring that I write almanacs with no other view than that of the public good, but in this I should not be sincere, and men are nowadays too wise to be deceived by pretences now. How specious favor. What? The plain truth of the matter is, I am excessively poor, and my wife, good woman, is, I tell her, excessive proud. She cannot bear, she says, to sit spinning in her shift of toe, while I do nothing but gaze at the stars, and has threatened more than once to burn all my books and rattling traps, as she calls my instruments, if I do not make some profitable use of them for the good of my family. The printer has offered me some considerable share of the profits, and I have thus begun to comply with my dame's desire. Indeed, this motive would have had force enough to have made me publish an almanac many years since, had it not been overpowered by my regard for my good friend and fellow student, Mr. Titan Leeds, whose interest I was extremely unwilling to hurt. But this obstacle, I am far from speaking it with pleasure, is soon to be removed, since inexorable death, who is never known to respect merit, has already prepared the mortal dart. The fatal sister has already extended her destroying shears, and that ingenious man must soon be taken from us. He dies by my calculation, made at his request, on October 17th, 1733, 3 hours 29 minutes p.m., at the very instant of the conjunction of Sol and Mercury. By his own calculation, he will survive till the 26th of the same month. This small difference between us we have disputed whenever we have met these 9 years past, but at length he is inclinable to agree with my judgment. Which of us is most exact, a little time will now determine. As therefore these provinces may not longer expect to see any of his performances after this year, I think myself free to take up the tax, and request a share of the public encouragement, which I am the more apt to hope for on this account, that the buyer of my almanac may consider himself not only as purchasing a useful utensil, but as performing an act of charity to his poor friend and servant, R. Saunders. Zimon, January hath 31 days, more than twice wise. No, more nice than wise. Old bachelor would have a wife that's wise. Fair, rich, and young, a maiden for his bed, not proud nor churlish, but of faultless size, a country housewife in the city bray. He's a nice fool, and long in vain hath stayed. He should bespeak her, there's none ready made. Never spare the parson's wine, nor the baker's pudding. Visits should be short, like a winter's day. Left you're too troublesome, hasten away. A house without woman and firelight is like a body without soul or sprite. Kings and bears often worry their keepers. What? Doesn't even make any sense. Doth Monday, February, hath 28 days. Okay. N of B scanty. Pray don't be angry with poor Richard, each age of men new fashions doth invent. Things which are old, young men do not esteem. What pleased our fathers doth not us content. What flourished them we out of fashion deem. And that's the reason, as I understand, why Prodigious did sell his father's land. Light purse, heavy heart, he's a fool that makes his doctor his heir. Ne'er take a wife till thou hast a house and a fire to put her in. Jeez. He's gone and forgot nothing but to say farewell to his creditors. Love well, whip well. Love well, whip well. First Monday, March has 31 days. My love and I for kisses played. She would keep stakes, I was content. But when I won, she would be paid. This made me ask her what she meant. Quoth she, since you are in this wrangling vein, here take your kisses, give me mine again. Let my respected friend J.G. accept his humble verse of me, viz. Indigenous, learned, envied youth, go on as thou began, even thine enemies take pride that thou art their countryman. Second Monday, April has 30 days. Find Catherine to her husband's kiss these words. Mine own sweet Will, how dearly I love thee. If true, quoth Will, the world no such affords. And that is true, and that it's true I durst his warrant bell. For ne'er heard I of woman good or ill, but always loved best her own sweet Will. I'm trying to read and make sense of this, but I can only read and not make sense of it. Beware of meat twice boiled and an old foe reconciled. Great talkers, little doers. A rich rogue is like a fat hog, whoever does good till as dead as a log. Relation without friendship, friendship without power, power without will, will without effect, effect without profit, and profit without virtue are not worth a photo. What great writing. Third Monday, May hath 31 days. Mirth pleaseth some, to others 'tis offence. Some commend plain conceit, some profound sense. Some wish a witty jest, some dislike that. What and most would have themselves, they know not. Then he that would please all, and himself too, takes more in hand than he is like to do. Eat to live, and not live to eat. March windy and April rainy, makes May the pleasantest month of any. The flavour of great is no inheritance. Of the great is no inheritance. Fools make a feast and wise men eat 'em. Beware of the young doctor and the old barber. He has changed his one-eyed horse for a blind one. The poor have little, beggars none. The rich too much, enough not one. Fourth Monday, June hath 30 days. Observe the daily cycle. Observe the daily circle of the sun, and the short year of each revolving moon. By then thou shalt foresee the following day, nor shall a starry night thy hopes betray. When the first moon appears, if then she shrouds her silver crescents tipped with fable clouds, conclude she bodes a tempest on the main, and brews for fields impetuous floods of rain. After 3 days men grow weary of a wench august and weather rainy. To lengthen thy life, lessen thy meals. The proof of gold is fire, the proof of women gold. The proof of man a woman. After feast made, the maker scratches his head. Man, I'll be scratching my head trying to decipher what the hell I just read, but I'm so freaking tired. It's currently almost 3 AM, and this is just making no sense whatsoever. I need to go to bed. So, on that note, having completed the entire Almanac collection, I'm going to bed. I didn't get a whole lot done today in the stream, but at least we got the Almanac done. How do I leave? Quit. Thank you all for tuning in, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next stream tomorrow. I need to sleep.